What's up, Bill? Good to see you. Bill's it just the two of us? Good to see you this morning. All right, guys. Oh, there's Dad. Good to see you, Dad. Good to see you, Doug. So what we're going to do, everyone, is we're going to do... Sorry, I'm running a few minutes behind. I had to take somebody somewhere. So we did... The last week, we did our drop twos and major, and we can revisit a little bit of that. And then we also did, we did a bunch of different ways to play those drop twos. But let's also now go through our exercise and major just to remind you guys how to do it, and then minor. Okay, we'll talk about that. And then pretty soon, in the next week or two, we're going to start doing our Christmas songs. And so we're going to do application on all this stuff. So like Have Yourself a Merry Christmas and Drop Two and those kinds of things. All right, but for today, we're going to go over the basics again. So if you take your C major scale, and again, as you come in, say hello in the chat, and we'll make sure the sound is good for you guys. And also, I want to make sure I'm live here. Okay, so we have C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And what we're going to do is play a C6, and we're going to double it. So you have C, E, G, A. And again, this is the review, and then we're going to add the minor in just a minute. So this is a great thing to be able to do as a basic step. It's your Barry Harris-isms. You take your C, E, G, put your A note in there, and then you have your first inversion. And I like to Rick roll those as well. So I do 3, 2, 1. Same thing up here, and then it repeats. Okay. If we understand that part of it, got it in the chat. Awesome. Hey George. That's awesome. Everybody give a shout out to George, who is up early this morning on Pacific time. What time is it for you, George? It's early for me, and I'm on Central Time. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we got that now. You've got that, no problems. The next thing we're going to do is D minor. So instead of D minor, we're going to do D diminished. So D, F, A flat, B. And you put a D on the top. So you have this wonderful sound right here. Okay? And hey, George, good to see you again in the YouTube membership. I saw where you weren't there last week, and then you had resubscribed or something. So I don't know what messed up there, but so glad that you're back. All right, so the next thing is we're going to put those together. So you have C6 and then D diminished. And this is the major version. We'll do the minor in just a second. 6-10. All right, very good. It's not too bad. But yes, it is early for you. Oh, yeah, hold on a second. Yeah, let's fix that. Let's fix that really quickly. All right, how about that? Sorry about that. Okay, then we have this for Dorian. Diminished. All right, let's put those together. C6, D diminished. C6, D diminished. C6 also looks like an A minor 7, D diminished, C6. And what's nice about that is if you're on the C chord for a while, you can just go to that in your melody notes. Again, let me do it again. And right here, I go to D diminished throughout that whole thing, and what that does is give us a flat 9 sound on G, right? Play a D diminished, which is the same as B diminished, is the same as F diminished, is the same as A flat diminished. So here we go. That's just C6 and then D diminished. All right, do you guys understand what we're doing there? And are you ready to go to the minor? That's where we're going to spend the majority of our time doing minor. But at first, I want everybody just to get familiar with that. Like, notice here, I'm just arpeggiating the C6. Like, I want you to get comfortable with that. And notice that C root position is pretty easy, no problem. First inversion, you start to look at that shape. The second inversion. Now, notice that second inversion looks like an A minor 7. That'll help us out visually. Third inversion. Then it starts over. First inversion. Second inversion is going to give me that A minor 7 look. Right? And then my D diminished. You're going to start to notice that pattern pretty easily. And then what you want to do with the major version is start to do where you're doing melody notes like this. So for C, D diminished. And then maybe I'll do the C6 going up. And now coming down, I'm going to do Another interesting thing is this C major, C with the 6 can also be an A minor 7. D minor. Oh my gosh. Hold up. Where are all the usual suspects? Doug. I did not send out the email to everyone. Oh, wow. I had a gig last night and I'm tired. I'm going to be in trouble. Y'all bear with me a second. I got to do this. This will take like 1 minute. And I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves. This won't take long. It's pretty funny though. Okay. That's pretty crazy. All right, now let's see if any of the usual suspects. I don't know if I included everyone or not. Yeah, it should be, but I always send out the link and I tell people that they should hit the join button, but I mean that whenever I go live that it automatically lets you guys know. But Doug, good call, Doug. All right, so watch this. If I have C6, isn't it nice to get familiar with this? Chord Academy checked account payment. What do you think? Chord Academy checked account payment got bounced. I got you. Yeah, George. I'm just glad you're back. I'll look at all that process what you said there, but no worries. I'm just glad to see you. Vicky, good to see you. Yeah, Vicky got the email. Okay, now you see how I'm just like experimenting with this, right? We have 4 people watching right now. We had more, but I think they left. I'm just getting used to this idea. We're going to take our time this fall getting used to some of these drop 2 patterns. When you come to the C chord anywhere, you just hit the C in the bass note and then you practice these. And when I go to A minor, it works there as well. Looks like an A minor 7 right there. Okay, now let's go ahead and go. What's up, Dave P? Dave P's still on vacation. Wow, Dave. All right, let's talk about minor for a second. So just like we did C6, and we are going to do a little bit of blues at the end of this lesson, so hang in there, everyone. You have C minor 6, C, E flat, G, and A. And I want everybody to get familiar with this right here. Just like we did major, we're going to do minor. So let's practice this. C minor 6. Getting mysterious as we get close to Halloween. And then the next inversion looks like an A minor 7 flat 5, A, C, E flat, G. And then it starts over right here. Let's do it again. And then let's put that with the D diminished. Watch this. Pretty cool sound, isn't that? Dave, how's your golf going? Are you making more birdies and eagles than pars and bogeys? So what I'm doing right now is showing you guys. Let's see what Dave says. Great, only some birdies. Hey, Dave, some birdies is pretty good. Awesome. We're glad you're having a good time. All right, so a couple of things. We already have 6 likes. That means some of you are resonating with this idea of the drop 2, and especially as we go in minor. And let me see one other thing that I did not do. There I am. Okay, so let's spend a little more time with this. If we're doing this in minor, there are a couple things you can know, like if you play your C minor, some really cool C minor voicings, and then I can go to F minor if I want to, and then when I get to A flat, so these are cool little progressions. But if I wanted to go G7, this chord is going to work great, like your G7. And if I'm going to C, I can go to your C6. So that's like 1 in minor. And then I'm going to go 5 in minor. And 1 again. And minor 1. Again. And here's G7. F minor. Okay, let's talk about harmony just for a second. Hey, what's up, Diego? Everybody say hey to Diego, also known as Promise. So when you're talking about minor, a lot of other things are very similar to major in that a lot of the time you'll go from the 1 chord in the major to 4 chord, right? Same thing in minor. You're here at C minor, and then I can go, and I'm going to stay with 6 for now. But notice how I went from the 1 chord to the 4 chord, and then we're going to go 5, or I did the little sharp 5. So it's such a natural thing to go from the minor 1 to the minor 4, and then the 5, and I use that G7 trick. Now watch this, A flat, this is fun, a half step up above. So a half step up from the G7, I'm going to the flat 6 of the key. And then G7. And then C minor 6. Let's go over our scale again. Scale. Now watch this, I could go minor. Here's our trick. A flat. Major. Diego, thank you. Yeah, the gig was fun. I'm a little exhausted. I played mandolin on the gig, and I didn't have my guitar player, so it was like we did a lot of different tunes, and They didn't treat it as we're just playing music for you. They treated it was like a concert. So it was all hands on deck. I'm tired. So watch this, but thank you for asking. Here's a fun fact about the F chord again is if I just said in minor, you have C minor, so we're thinking minor 1. Okay, we're doing this minor 1 with the C minor 6 chord. Get used to that. And we just said that you can do an F minor 6 is a great thing to do as well. That's F minor 6. But I also said if you go back to C minor 6, watch this. I can go C minor 6, first inversion, second inversion. When I do second inversion, you could play an F over that, and you have an F dominant chord right there, which is just kind of fun thing. The Gandalf of iMusicAcademy has entered the building. Everybody say hey to Rick. Rick, my apologies to everybody who missed. I did not send the email. I just went live. I was rushing in here to get to the stream, and I had to send out that email after Doug pointed out he said, where are all the usual suspects? So we're glad you're here, Rick. So again, let's go C minor 6. And watch when I do F minor 6. Another fun fact is, for those of you who know like D minor chord and you flat the 5th, that's called a D half diminished chord. So it's like the difference between a diminished chord and a half diminished is the intervals of the minor third. Watch, for a diminished you have minor third, 3 half steps up, 3 half steps up, 3 half steps, and then on a D half diminished, your last interval is major. So the A up to the C is major. So that flat 5th up to the flat 7, you have that shape right there. And the reason that's important, because notice that half diminished F chord, watch this, I go here, 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 and here. This, I'm sorry, I didn't do that right. Let me try it again. So here, if I do this right here, this, I'm doing the wrong chord. C half diminished, C minor 6, right there. Listen to this. So that's a C minor 6, right there, with an F in the bass. Gives a nice little F9 dominant chord. Now here's your A flat again. Now look at that right there. I went up to that C minor 6 and I did this. It's a nice way to roll. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going through these. I think I want to write out a little bluesy kind of exercise for you guys. So I think what we're going to do is we'll spend time with this concept. I'm going to write these out just like this, where you have the C minor 6, and I'm going to write out the F minor 6 as well. So it's the same thing, also known as a D half diminished for same chord. And then for the G, we'll do that as well. And then I think I'm going to write out a few simple things you can do like this. A flat, you can go major, or you can go dominant, and then here. So you have your minor 1. And we're not even, notice that on the minor 1, you have this idea right here where you can go diminished, minor 1, diminished, minor 1, diminished. And then I'm going F minor, and then I'm going here, just for fun, I'm adding some little alterations that we're going to spend more time next time on. And you can go A flat if you want, major. So, Free says, are you playing block chord or drop 2? A mixture of both. A mixture of both. Actually, right now, what we did is, to be very clear here. So sometimes you'll hear I do a drop 2. Like if I'm doing this and I go, then of course that's drop 2. Just to go over everybody, some of you might already know this, but some of you need to know. Whenever we say drop 2, we're taking the second highest note of our chord and playing it down the octave. So that's a D minor 9 with the drop 2. Right? So, and we can do that on any of our chords, and that's very cool what we're doing. Sometimes what I'm doing here, like if I say, all right, I'm going to do diminished, but drop 2, I'm taking this G diminished, not G diminished, D diminished. And I'm taking the second highest note and putting it on the bottom. So now I have this sound. And then I go to C minor 6 in drop 2. And the reason I think it's important to say why I'm doing the drop 2 and a mix of the beginning stuff again, because we did do a lot of the drop 2 last week. And yes, it's super important to know and to get those. But the first thing to do is to go through this Barry Harris scale where it says, all right, C6, and then you say D diminished, C6, D diminished, C6, D diminished, C6. And then we did it minor today. That's what today is about. We're going to do drop 2 later, but I don't want to do too crazy on that. But let's go back to the minor, and then I'll show you a few more things. C6, okay, these are block chords, yes. But then you go C6, then D diminished, same thing, and then C minor 6 again, D diminished, and then again, and then we end here. Okay, so even from that, the 1 on minor often goes to the 4. We'll do minor 6 as well. And then you can go A flat diminished if you want, or you can go like an A flat dominant. It wouldn't sound bad either. And then you're here, and you're going to go, and this is our sort of block chord closed position, right? Another thing with diminished, and this is okay to talk about this, is just like I said, yeah, sometimes I'll drop 2 and do my diminished like that, where I do 3 notes in the left hand. Sometimes I'll do 2, like where you do. Those are nice as well. While you're still doing. Now notice what I did there. I went to the 9th, and then I kind of went to that minor 6th there. Listen to that right there. All right, a couple more tips and then we'll wrap up today. Now, this idea of if I do a C minor 6 with an F in the bass, that gives me a nice little F7, doesn't it? An F, there's your flat 7, your 9, your 3rd, and your 5th. Kind of important to know because those will really sound nice even in C minor. So I want you guys to get familiar with this new chord for us, this C minor 6. Now, when you actually do the drop 2 part of it, which we'll spend a lot of time, I'm going to write out those as well, of just how nice it is. Like, you're basically taking your second highest note of whatever inversion, so your G, and that's drop 2 right there. So if I go up diminished, see how we're just taking our time? Doesn't that sound pretty right there? And I rickroll it, right? Part of what makes the drop 2 sound so nice, just so everybody's aware, is the interval of the 10th that's happening. This up to here. This right here. So you have... If you drop that down the octave and you have, if that's your chord right here and that goes down. Isn't that nice? Leandro. So just then, obviously I was going between major and minor, like just not even caring about which one I'm doing. Because sometimes you'll feel it. You'll be like, all right, here's your C minor, and then here I am. And sometimes you're feeling minor, but sometimes you're feeling... Yeah, what do you guys think about? Are you enjoying this idea of the minor, C minor 6? All right, let's wrap it up. We're going to go 3 more minutes. What time is it right now? Let me check. I'm over time, but man, it's been a lot of fun. C minor 6, we're going to spend more time this week with this concept, and I want you to go block chords first, and just know that when we actually do the drop 2, your second highest note from the top, we'll go down the octave. You get that beautiful that 10th interval, and then we're gonna walk it down the scale. And have no fear. I'm gonna write all these out. And then you go diminished, and then C minor 6, and then diminished, then C minor 6, diminished, C minor 6, diminished, and we'll end the major. The great thing about those chords, just so we're clear, is like if you have a C chord and you're hanging down there for a while, you can just go diminish. Let me know what you think of the improvisation. Awesome, yeah. Okay, I'll check it out as soon as we get done with this. I'll check it out on my way to work. Do you guys like this? Let me know. I'm gonna see. We have 6 likes now. Let's see if we've gone up a little bit. Usually it's 1 at this point. All right, 12 people. All right, that helps me know that this is resonating with you guys. Isn't it fun to know, seriously, that you got your C chord, and it's absolutely fine to go diminished. Diminished. Dorian, there's your flat 9. Or I could just go diminished. That implies like a G in the middle of the C. Or I can go. F minor 6. Now watch this. I'll go major. F minor 6. Again. F minor 6. 3, 6, sharp 11 on D. G7. Now watch. Go to C major. G13. Flat 9. So when you're on one chord for a while, you can go put the 5 in there. And you can even do a sus over that. I can go. So I'm almost thinking 2-5 or just the 5. Let's go sharp 11. I'm feeling that note today. There's your D minor over your G. Diminished over that. Maybe. Feeling that. Christmas is coming soon. All right, everyone. What a fun lesson. Start simple. Boom, boom, boom. C6, C minor 6, and then give me that D diminished over that. And just have fun with those block chords, and then we'll pick up where we left off, where we go back into the Barry Harris book, where I show you guys how to make all those alterations. Have a great day. Let me say goodbye to everyone for now. It's good to see all of you. Thank you for your support of the channel. Bill, thank you for being an all access member. And first on today, Doug, good to see you. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Dad, thank you for being a member of everything. George, good to see you as a Chord Academy member and a YouTube channel member. Thank you so much. Doug, Vicky, thank you for being a member of everything. Promise, thank you for being an amazing student of mine and an awesome supporter of the community. Dave P., thank you for being on vacation and still checking in. Thank you for being an all-access member, Dave. Thank you, Rick, for being an all-access member and the leader of iMusicAcademy, the Gandalf, working out while he practices piano. Let's see. Bill, Dave. John. I'm just going to go with John. Thank you, John, for hanging in. John, awesome. And Free, it's good to see you. Thanks for asking about the drop twos versus the block chords. It's a great point there. Leandro, thank you for being a YouTube member. Awesome. Jeffrey, thank you for being an awesome supporter of iMusicAcademy all the time. You guys are amazing. I think I got everybody, Vicky, Jeffrey. All right, we're good. I hope you'll have a great day. I'll see my Chord Academy tomorrow, and then we'll have a really nice lesson on Thursday of putting this all together in some context of actual songs, not just exercises. But I think what we're doing is very important. I get that C minor 6 down, and then your D diminished. Skip around your D diminished, go back to your C minor 6 in block position, and then you'll be ready on Thursday to do drop 2 with these. And you guys have the book, of course, right? So just know that we're going to use the book as well this next week. We're just going to change it to minor. See you in the next one, everyone. Thanks so much. Fun lesson today. It's always fun.